So I visited Brooklyn over like a holiday weekend and went to go see the Book of Hov. It was definitely crowded, but I'm glad I stood in line to see it. This is a makeshift studio. It's like a replica of one of the studios where he recorded a lot of his music. It was very cool to see. Then you have a young Jay-Z right there back in those like dead president days. And lots of different photos with some of your faves, over several years and decades, you could even say. A young Hov and a early Mercedes that's probably like in the late 80s, early 90s possibly. I could be wrong. And then, this is some of his personal records. If you didn't know, my fave is Nas, so I had to get a clip of that. Then there's Emil. Don't know where Emil is today. But like I said, these are some of his personal records. Most of the stuff in here was like personal things, that he had that they kind of pulled together to make this exhibit. So there you have like a platinum record right there. Sorry about the phone. I'm multitasking. Some of the, studio recordings. I think that's called a master. There is the Grammy. Some of his clothing, artifacts, dead presidents. And then this is kind of like the walls of the library. They did a really great job, I think, just putting it all together with the artwork. It was really cool to see. Yeah, I think they did a great job. And I'm glad I actually got a chance to go. I think it is actually over now. And I went kind of like late in the game. But I'm glad I got to go. You can see a lot of different articles, magazine covers, the Ace of Spades.
No, but it was fine. You could do a lot with $20 in those days.
Recording where he was just talking about his lifestyle.
And with that sort of attitude, that's where I grew up. I grew up believing I can do anything. I can accomplish anything because of those strong women in my house. I feel like I'm a representative for like a whole bunch of people out there, who don't have this forum, who may, talk eloquently, but they don't know how to put it in rhyme form. Right. All I'm doing is taking their words and their conversation, the conversation that I'm having every day, and just putting it in the rhyme form, and I'm that voice, I'm that cry from the ghetto. And I know what I didn't want, I know what I wanted. I wanted full control over my music, you know what I mean? Okay. Right. So you own the publishing rights? Everything. Try to own as much of yourself as possible, I mean, I know times is hard, cats gotta sell that publishing to eat out, you know what I mean? Because the royalty checks take so long to come. All right. But, try to own as much of yourself as possible, because it's gonna pay off in the long run. We decided, why do all this work, put all this work in it, and just give all this money to these major companies when we can do it ourselves? All we need is distribution, and we're working on that now. We're going to find a way around that distribution. The record company was becoming successful, and we believed we could do anything at that point. It was like, well, they wouldn't give us a record deal. We started a record label. They won't give us a clothing deal. Let's start a clothing line. Just thought I had a responsibility to the culture to show it in a different light, that we can ascend the executive levels, because who better to coach the players than the people who played the game? I like to advance every year, to advance myself. I have more fear going back than losing money. I'm sure when we walked in, we started Rock Nation, and everyone looked and said, Universal or Def Jam, like we built a brand. We are culture. Nothing moves without us. There's a knowing in being an artist. There's a knowing. You can't guess. You can't think. There's a knowing. And then a lot of people will try to put their fears on you. You can't do that. No, you can't do it. Are you crazy? How are you going to do that? How? My uncle said I never sold 1 million records. I sold 1 million records like 1 million times. You get to a point in your life and you really focus on what's important. That's what really just brings me genuine happiness.
I
kids, they don't have those, they don't have a legacy. So, they don't have those businesses that they can just, step into. We want to put together something real special that our kids and our kids know I have a place, I have something for me at Rockefeller. So my goal is that the next generation can have a better start than I had. I won't have to start so far, where I come from. So we have to take care of our family first. And that's all I want to do for the young. I want them to be better than me. I want them to go further. I want to look back and be like, man, they took that baton and look what they did with it.
So this was a very nice video to watch. It was very motivational. One thing that stood out was him saying you want to own as much of yourself as possible. I think that's very important. So this is me and my babe at the end. It was a good time. Me outside of the walls, and on the walls you have a lot of his verses. That was pretty cool to see as well. Next up is they have a little video outside the library. I think it kind of runs 24/7. I could be wrong, but it just clips of him over time. All in all, it was definitely a positive experience, very motivational and encouraging. Nobody starts, or most people start kind of at the bottom, and he is one of those people that has grown, to a very high place in his career. So just never let anybody tell you what you can't do. If you believe in yourself, anything is possible. I know it's cliche, but you got to work hard, do what you got to do, and succeed. So thank you guys for watching my video. This is kind of one of my first voiceovers, so I hope you enjoyed it. Also, if you like my page, go ahead and subscribe, and share. I do appreciate you guys. Peace and blessings to everybody.